Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Garden Fairy. We are on our journey, a stretch for Riverwood, and this is our new character, Karrah. Now, this obviously if you take a look from where I'm starting this video and where I ended the other one, you'll notice that there is a difference in the time of day. This is actually 3:55 a.m. and we had exited when it was actually a bit more in the afternoon. I'll put it that way. I went ahead and I harvested the snowberries. The reason for that is because it helps with alchemy. Now, somewhere along in here, there is a path to a camp. I've only found it once, so I'm going to see if I can find it. Yes, he actually waited, which is a good thing. Now remember, we are a Breton. See, I'm thinking somewhere along over in here is where we'll find it. That is, of course, where we are going. So, I think, if I remember correctly, I gotta go up and over this way. I'm going to take this little path right here. Somewhat of a path. And he's going to wait right down there. And because I'm over encumbered, remember, we're only the first level. And we don't really have much of anything as far as potions in order to go through and help us with our stamina. Now, if you noticed, when I was going through, everything is unknown. For alchemy, one of the best ways for you to get an immediate knowledge for what each one of these actually do is to eat them. So, we're going to eat the bear claws, a bone meal, and you see that's damaged stamina. One of the rock warbler eggs, which restores health. A salt pile, weakness to magic. Skeever tail. And you'll see them up on the upper left. That was damaged stamina. Snowberries. Resist fire. Spider egg. Damaged stamina. So we took a hit doing that. But that's okay. Let's see. looks like we need to go on the other side. So I'm going to go back down and check out over here on this edge. Yes. Go back over here. I do tend to get over encumbered. If you've seen my other videos, you'll notice that. Now, if you know where this camp is, and I don't see it in the, I don't end up finding it in this video, please leave a comment below, and I would be more than happy to go ahead and go back to it. Yep, that's the cave. It looks like something up there. Harvest the thistle. And we went ahead and we leveled up. Just press circle, go on up. When your level increases, you must choose to increase your health, magicka, or stamina. You can also select a new perk at this time, or save it for later. Available perks are highlighted in each constellation. Now, most of the time, I would say go ahead and go for health. At this point in time, I'm also going to say that either one of these play a really good part. Health is extremely important. So is stamina, because of the fact that you end up increasing your carry weight as time progresses. And it's the same with your magicka. You end up with more magicka. So at this point in time, I'm going to do stamina. And I'm going to... let's see... I should actually be reading these to you. Light armor, sneak, lockpicking, pickpocket, speech, alchemy, illusion, conjuration, destruction, restoration, alteration, enchanting, smithing, heavy armor, block, two-handed, one-handed, and back to archery and light armor. I'm going to start off with speech, because speech is going to be very important. And do a quick save. And as you see, we've already got some quests here. And these are from, mostly, the things that I ended up getting from the Creation Club. My pet Nixhound, my pet Mudcrab, Gift of Kinnereth, Stealer of Souls, Pets of Skyrim, The Restless, Creature of Legend, Swift as an Arrow, Saturlia Preparation, blue in the face. Nordic jewelry. Horse Whisperer. The Lost Library. And Before the Storm. Okay. So, let's go up here. And once again, not the right spot. Stumbled upon this once. I'm hoping that I can find this thing again. So there was a dead Thalmor and some other people. And I believe there was a shrine for Talos. Harvest a snowberry. I need to think a minute. Let's see. Okay. Now let's see. Over this way. As you can tell, my character is getting very, very tired. It's because she has no stamina. Check this out a bit. It's gotta be over here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere. I apologize for the lack of preparation on my part. Okay, I'm going to switch weapons. Interesting. Bone arrows, fire arrows, ice arrows, lightning arrows. I like the look of that. Can I remember this helps us to move a little faster. Now he should be waiting for us once we get down that way. Those appear to be bandits. So I like the swords. So I'll do this.
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Now what we're doing is we're trying to figure out where he is.
It's so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Here we're gonna check the apparel. I don't like to dress up in Imperial or Storm Cloak. And I don't really care too much for I really don't care too much for, okay, there we go, the, actually, we'll go with that one. I don't care too much for the, heavy armor, although the Lord's Mail, admittedly, does work wonders. I do like it. And I did try it out in my, with my main character that I use. Now, this was already found, so I don't have to take that stuff right now. And this number, I'm leaving the things that are less likely to help with earning more money right off. So we're going to go through here. Night falls on Sentinel, I believe. We're going to take that. Let's search the end table. Try and see what that will give. And I don't see a wood chopping. Well, there's a wood chopping block, but I don't see an axe. There's nothing in that. I'm going to take those robes. Unknowingly, we just took care of some bandits. That were more than likely stealing and pillaging different individuals going across. Now I'm going to head straight up here. Exactly if I can find that little thing that have been meaning to look for, have been meaning to find, I should say. That was the camp, but there's a shrine up here somewhere. Remember, collect everything that you can. It's gonna help. Even if it's something that you're not really intending on using, I do recommend alchemy, and I recommend blacksmithing. And of course, I also recommend the archery. Basically, I recommend, in general, going through and bringing up as many of them as you can, because you'll be able to make a pretty good amount of gold. It's not going to be till after 5. Like 5 might be closer to 6. Okay. Well, I I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the path. And we're going to follow the path. Go where we need to, which is, of course, Riverwood. And if I'm not mistaken, he's down here waiting for us. He's going to... I've never seen this happen before. Look at those. But if I'm not mistaken, he's still down here, and he's going to tell us about those ruins up there, which we will end up going to. I know I said we were going to go ahead and just follow the path and go down there. I had a spark of memory. And I'm wondering if memory is serving me correctly. Just the opposite of what I've already been to on the other side. So probably went off the path again. Yeah, we went off the path again. Oh well. This is an iron ore vein. We can't do anything because we don't have a pick. Now, if we wanted to, we could have went ahead and killed her and took it, but decided against that approach. Alright. It's looking like he went ahead and kept going. Either that or we got ahead of him somehow. Now these are the three that we choose from to begin with. There's the Thief Stone, the Mage Stone.
Where are you? Can't hide from me.
So I'm going to accept the warrior.
Prepare to die! You can't hide from me. Guess it's all clear now.
We're gonna follow this up a minute. See if we can figure out where that voice came from. start working my way back down and over. Because it honestly doesn't look like I'm going to find that which I am looking for at this point. So I'm thinking that once I go ahead and I get to where I'm not overly encumbered anymore, that I can go ahead and start looking. I got an extendable hard drive, so if you've seen some of my past videos, you'd notice that they were always cutting out between 20 and 30 minutes, sometimes 35, 45 minutes. And the videos that I had posted earlier, I didn't realize I was still going to be able to go through and excuse me, keep going with the one to have them both in one video to where it was over an hour. So my goal with this one is to see exactly how long I can record and bring you the best content that I can within this time frame. So, what I'm going to do through here is pretty much what I had intended with Zara, and I will continue with Zara as well. However, at this point, because of the fact that this is we're gonna go up here for a minute. But because of this being after going through and getting new content for the game, because this is me playing after getting new content for the game, I wanted to start from the beginning so that you guys were able to see where we would be at for each particular one. I know for sure exactly how everything's going to end up going, as far as how it'll end up being with the other characters. I will explain that in here in one of the videos. So, for the time being, all we're doing ensuring that we have pardon me. The things that we need for a great gaming experience. Now, my guess, especially because my gaming experience thus far has been quite a bit different. This is the first time I have ever created a Breton. I have had an Argonian that I've used. I've used a Khajiit, but and an Orc, but I have not used Breton before. Now, pardon me. I think I'm going to need to get some Java. And I haven't used a Nord. So, one of the things I intend to do is create a Skyrim video series for each race of Skyrim. That way you can decide for yourself if this is something that you want to go ahead and play, or if you want to watch a little bit more, or however you want to do it, whatever you're comfortable with. See, up here is Riverwood. Now, upcoming are a few quests that will require us to go to the ruins. Pardon me. And the best thing that we can do, in my opinion, is to go ahead and complete those while we're there. I will explain that a bit more as we go. Now, this area right here, this is not something that we can use. This is a guard camp. So once we tell Jarl Bolgrith, which is the Jarl of Whiterun, that Riverwood calls for their aid, they will come over here, and each time now that we come, after we get over there, there will be guards camped here. Now, I suggest talking to everybody that you can find in everywhere that you go.
I saw a dragon.
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was as big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right over the barrel.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all and then you'll believe me. Nobody believes me, but I tell you, I saw a dragon.
Now, we're gonna talk to Farandal.
Riverwood's agreeable enough, I suppose.
Farandal.
For a Nord village. He's a bard, so he says. Occasionally, he finds time to do his job here at the mill. Thinks his ballads and sonnets are going to convince Camilla Valerius to marry him. As if she would say yes. An intelligent, beautiful woman like her wouldn't fall for that nonsense. I hope.
I had asked what his problem with Sven was. You hope? You don't sound very sure. Or, you're right. When have words ever inspired feelings of love? Blech.
I don't need your jokes right now. But maybe you have a point. Maybe Camilla needs some help seeing Sven for what he is. Could you give her this letter and say it's from Sven? I think I've matched that Nord's lack of cleverness perfectly. I'll show you what I know.
I'm gonna ask him to train me in archery. I have 140 gold as of right now, and it costs 220. So
Good
I'm
day.
able to do anything at this point. So what I'm going to do, I need to come up over here eventually. Let's see. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do this. Otherwise, we're gonna need to go everywhere else. You'll see what I mean here shortly.
Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you. Come, you two must be hungry. Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Now then, boy. What's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help.
Okay, now I'm not going to take the belted tunic. I will take the ring. Take the healing potions. Snag all the food. We're gonna need those.
The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
And we could always ask, pardon me, again, if there's any supplies that I could take. You know, that we could take. He's already said twice that we can. So, I'm gonna go with the others. How do I get to Whiterun from here?
Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach. the Jarl's palace.
What can you tell me about the Jarl?
Jarl Balgruuf. He rules Whiterun Hold. A good man, perhaps a bit overcautious, but these are dangerous times. So far, he's managed to stay out of the war. I'm afraid it can't last, though.
Which side of the wall does he favor?
I don't think he likes either Ulfric or Elisif much. Who can blame him? But I've no doubt he'll prove loyal to the Empire in the end. He's no traitor.
You support the Empire, then?
Of course. Skyrim has always been part of the Empire. That doesn't mean I support everything the Empire's been doing lately. But Nords have never been fair-weather friends.
Who's Elisif?
Ah, I forget you're new to Skyrim. Jarl Elisif, I should say. Although only because she was married to Jarl Torygg when he was murdered. Ulfric murdered Torygg, you know. Walked right into his palace in Solitude and killed him. Shouted him to death, if you believe the stories. That's what started this whole war. The Empire couldn't ignore that. Once the Jarls start killing each other, we're back to the bad old days.
What can you tell me about Riverwood?
Gerder's family first settled here as woodcutters a few generations ago. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill.
Can I use your forge?
I see no harm in it, if you have the skill. The grindstone will improve your weapons. Use the table to improve your armor. If you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something new.
What do you think about the war?
People are rightly stirred up about the damn Thalmor being allowed to roam around arresting people, just for worshipping Talos. But was it worth tearing Skyrim apart and maybe destroying the Empire? No. Ulfric will have a lot to answer for in the end. Nords have always supported the Empire, and the Empire has always been good for Skyrim.
Why are the Thalmor allowed to arrest people for worshipping Talos?
It's from that treaty that ended the Great War, remember? When the Emperor was forced by the Thalmor to outlaw Talos worship. We didn't pay much attention to it when I was a boy. Everyone still had their little shrine to Talos. But then, Ulfric and his Sons of Skyrim started agitating about it. Sure enough, the Emperor had to crack down. Dragging people off in the middle of the night. One of the main causes of this war, if you ask me. Good day.
Did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Well, I'd better get back to work. You two make yourselves at home.
Can I help you?
Everything that is white, we're able to take. Though we do need to pay attention to whether it says take or steal. Because there have been occasions where the word steal has been white instead of red. So always pay attention to that. If you don't want to do shady things, then, you know, not stealing is going to be one of the biggest things that you can do. Not going to worry recommend grabbing the books as much as possible. Every chance.
It's nice to be back in a friendly spot, huh? Listen, I'm going to lay up here for a while. You can make your own way to Solitude from here. I'd recommend heading to Whiterun, just down the road from here. From there you can take a carriage to Solitude. Stay sharp.
I thought dragons were all dead long ago.
So did I. If the damn Stormcloak somehow found one, or woke it up, the war might be about to take an ugly turn. Hard to believe it was just a coincidence, that the first dragon anyone's seen for centuries attacks just as Ulfric was about to be executed.
Who were those other prisoners?
You didn't know? That was Ulfric Stormcloak and his top lieutenants.
He's a traitor of some kind? Or I don't pay much attention to current events. I normally go with the top, so we'll see what this one says.
Oh, right. You were caught trying to cross the border into Skyrim, weren't you? You're not kidding. Ulfric's the leader of the Stormcloaks. You know, the traitors trying to break Skyrim away from the Empire.
Who are the Stormcloaks?
You haven't heard of the civil war in Skyrim? I guess down in Cyrodiil, people have other things to worry about. It's pretty simple. Ulfric founded the Stormcloaks years ago, as a sort of private army to advance his ambitions. He's always used the ban on the worship of Talos to stir people up against the Empire. He never succeeded in getting much support, so a few months ago he murdered the High King. That got the Empire's attention.
How did you capture Ulfric?
A masterstroke by General Tullius. He's only been in charge here for a few months, but he's turned things around for the Empire. We've been trying to catch Ulfric since the war started, but he always seemed to slip through our fingers, like he knew we were coming. This time, the General turned the tables on him. Ulfric rode right into our ambush with only a few bodyguards. He surrendered pretty meekly too. So much for his death or glory reputation. I thought we were taking Ulfric back to Cyrodiil, but I guess the General changed his mind. You know the rest.
Why is the worship of Talos banned?
I guess that wasn't such a big deal elsewhere in the Empire, but here it's caused a lot of resentment. Native son and all that. Even I'll admit it hasn't been the Empire's finest hour. But it wasn't like the Emperor had any choice, did he? If he hadn't signed a peace treaty with the Thalmor, they would have destroyed the Empire. Then where would Skyrim be? That's the part that Ulfric's supporters always conveniently forget about. Unless the Empire stands together, the Thalmor would destroy us all. Be careful on the way to Solitude. Damn Stormcloaks could be anywhere.
Take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire is what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.